overview, and I think that we'll get more and more deeply into the information as we move forward. Let me just give you my welcome and tell you how pleased I am that this group of people, and I was hopefully able to at least shake hands with many of you, we're taking aside a day, more than half a day, to discuss an issue that I think is very important. And it's something that is near and dear to my heart, as you might imagine, and I don't know if this is in the bio that I send to all of the folks, but my family has been in the country. I'm second generation, and my grandparents were all from Mexico. I will tell you that we're here in Minnesota in the cold tundra because because my grandparents wanted a better life for their children. And so they came through the migrant stream in the 1920s. And so I can tell you, being a Latina, being Catholic, I have about 350, 400 relatives in this local area, not to mention other areas in the United States. But I just wanted to let you know that that's something that is near and dear to my heart. And so the question might be asked about, well, why is the Minneapolis Foundation doing a study, making sure that there's good facts about immigration? Well, we think it is part of our civic leadership. And we also think that there are a lot of folks that have really stayed away from the issue. And I'm very, very proud to say that we think that courageous leadership takes on issues like this. So just so you know, that's something that we're going to be working with from now on as we move towards hopefully a more fair law. There are a couple of reasons that I wanted to just give to you, though. Number one is we need to address this issue. The issue of immigration is not going to go away, no matter how much we try and sweep it under the rug, or no matter how much people are putting out bad information. As you saw earlier with Paul's presentation, immigrants are going to play an increasingly specific and very important role in Minnesota's economy. It's almost impossible to imagine that we're not going to have enough workers for the future. But I think as we look at some of the facts of the futures and the workforce of the future, that is exactly what's going to happen. And so even though it feels like it's not the right direction now, or some people may be saying that, we are going to have a workforce shortage. The other thing is, for many of us who look at Social Security right around the corner, entitlement systems are under great pressure. You've all heard it on radio, on television, etc. We need younger workers in our workforce, and that's something, just as Paul showed, that is happening from the immigrant community. I might also say that immigrants, and this was an interesting fact that I came across, start small businesses 3 times as much as native-born people. And so they're very entrepreneurial, and they'll start those businesses in the areas that we don't want to start them in, the areas that we think, oh, it's never going to work, and yet they are making University Avenue go, they're making Lake Street go, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Greater Minnesota has the benefit of entrepreneurs that are from immigrants. We also, as was said earlier, need to get the facts out. We cannot have a serious discussion about immigration and what direction we should go. And there's going to be a lot of different opinions here unless we know what the facts are. And so we were very happy to contract with Wilder, and specifically with Greg and his team, to say, let's look at the facts. Let's bring those forward. Let's have a beginning that kicks off a conversation with the facts so that people know exactly what's happening here in the state of Minnesota. We also hope that it will help policymakers, and we hope that we can arm you with information as you're talking to the groups that you talk to and work with. Finally, we need to work together, and that's something that we've said at the Minneapolis Foundation over these last years. An issue like immigration reform, comprehensive immigration reform, is something that no one group can take on. And so I am hoping that this is the very beginning of us developing a network across the state of Minnesota linked to a federal strategy that puts into place something that is needed called comprehensive immigration reform. Again, I am so happy that you're here today. Thank you so much, and we look forward to working with you in the future. Thank you.